It was around 50 years ago that Range Rover introduced their very first model, the Velar. Well, here we are in 2017, and history has repeated itself with the brand new 2018 fourth model Range Rover, the Velar. And I had the pleasure of going to an off-road training with Range Rover and really had a chance to see it at work. Well, at the end of this training experience, they gave us a souvenir drawing done by Jerry McGovern, the Range Rover design chief. And it's really a very nice souvenir. But you didn't really come here to look at a picture, did you? I didn't think so. Why look at a picture when you have the real deal? Now, the Velar has been strategically positioned above the Evoque model, but below the Range Rover Sport. Yet it has that distinctive styling that we first looked at with the Discovery that was introduced last year that just makes it stand out from the crowd. The aerodynamic styling is sleek with a drag coefficient of only 0.32. You can see that with this narrow wraparound LED daytime running lights as well as headlights. And this bold, aggressive grille with the honeycomb shape, very distinctive. The clamshell design hood, which is a classic Range Rover design. And you even have off-roading characteristics, such as a wading depth of about 25 inches on the 6-cylinder and about 23 inches on the 4-cylinder. So you can really put this through its paces. Now, it's designed with its intelligent driveline dynamics, permanent all-wheel drive system. And yet some people call it four-wheel drive, some people call it permanent all-wheel drive. But it's so sophisticated, it'll shift the torque as needed, where it's needed, and when it's needed. Range Rover gives you a choice of 3 different engines with the Velar. You have a 2-liter diesel engine that will generate 180 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. You also have an available 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gasoline engine that will get you 247 horsepower, 269 pound-feet of torque. But then, when you step up to the 3-liter supercharged V6 engine, you're looking at 380 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque. And it is responsive. The diesel goes from 0 to 60 in about 8.4 seconds, the gas 6.4, and this 5.3. The Velar exterior styling exudes a certain amount of power as well as elegance. And this is where form meets function. With independent suspension, McPherson struts in front, integral multi-link rear suspension, beautiful air suspension system that'll help you adjust in all sorts of terrain with their terrain response. And there's even the optional terrain response 2 system as well. And you have 21-inch rims along the side. You'll notice what everyone is talking about, the retractable door handles, which really give it that modern, artistic, and elegant appeal. And just so you know, the retractable handles do have an anti-pinch feature. So if you close it, it's not going to crush your hand. You're okay. You'll notice the sloping roofline that disappears into the back end of the vehicle. Beautiful exterior rear tail lights with the LEDs. And of course you have your functional rear spoiler as well as your very distinctive LED backup lights, as we mentioned earlier. Dual exhaust, real exhaust down there. Your backup camera, available 360, all that good stuff, and plenty of useful cargo space. 34.4 cubic feet of cargo space with the back seat up. You got a 40-20-40 convenient split folding rear seat for 70.1 cubic feet of cargo space. You have ample room for 2 people back here, potential room for 3. You have the creature comfort of an electrically controlled recliner for your back seat, make you a little bit more cozy. And at the same time, in the center armrest, in case you don't have that third party back here, cup holders as well as 2 hidden USB ports. And our Vehicle has the optional quad air conditioning controls back here, so that's nice as well, and a 12-volt system. And you have a nice airy feel to it with the massive sunroof. Okay, no review of a Velar would be complete without at least mentioning the start-stop button, which is over here at a slight angle. And that is the one thing that you have to get used to, above all else, just reaching in and sliding in. But the interesting thing is, you do. Acceleration when you need it. I love the feel of a V6 engine. And the 8-speed ZF transmission just glides you through the gears so sweetly. And you do have your paddle shifters. Oh, in your 8-speed transmission, the ZF one has the large knob. They stole it from Jaguar. A Jaguar, as it were. And the brakes work. We have electronic brake force distribution, ABS braking system, electronic traction control, you know, all that good stuff underneath. And you have your auto start-stop system. That's designed to help improve the fuel efficiency of the vehicle. And speaking of fuel efficiency, with the 6 we're looking at now, we're looking at around 18 approximately around town, 24 on the highway for a 20 combined. You have excellent visibility all the way around. You have, as they say, commanding view of the front. You have your frameless rear view mirror, which is nice, keeps it very elegant and simple. Your dual sport mirrors on the side actually do fold in, and in reverse they will bend down to give you better visibility for parking purposes. You have your backup sensors, backup camera. You have available 360 surround camera as well. You have plenty of technology to help keep you safe as you drive. You have your lane keep assist, your blind spot illumination. You have your collision mitigation. You have your pedestrian protection. Also, you have pre-collision warning as well. You even have the driver awareness monitoring in case you get a little sleepy. It'll let you know you're driving erratically. Try to keep you focused where you need to be on the road. Being focused on the road is great because the new heads-up display is brighter and clearer and cleaner than ever before, and it gives you all the appropriate information you need. You do have speed-sensitive steering, which for a larger vehicle like this comes in handy as far as maneuverability. When you're driving at lower speeds, you lighten it up, and then of course higher speeds, it'll tighten it up. The interior is very simple yet elegant, and I think the one thing that stands out is with the exterior styling, like the character line that runs from end to end of the vehicle, you have a lot of straight line design in the interior as well, with this beautiful double stitching here, and of course the horizontal large screen. You've got dual 10-inch screens this year for your infotainment system up on top, as well as your climate control, your media controls, even your vehicle control and settings, which is nice. That's the first time and the only time I'm going to say the word nice, because this car is more than nice, it's amazing. Not only do you have the functionality of the two 10-inch screens, but you also have the 12.3-inch screen dead center that you can adjust with your menu controls over here. You can actually take the navigation view here and extend it over to the center instrumentation cluster. That enables you to keep your eyes on the road more appropriately. You can also scroll through a lot of different settings, a lot of different feedback information at your leisure. And of course you have your adaptive cruise control set right over here on the steering wheel, and it feels great in your hands. Now, as far as stereos are concerned, in the base model you have 11 speakers, 380 watts of power. Step up to the next trim level, you get 17 speakers, 825 watts of power. But with the top of the line Meridian system, 23 speakers, 1,600 amazing watts of power. And that's just got to make this vehicle rock down the highway. And I mean, even on the speakers screens, they have the Union Jack design that's also replicated in the interior leather design, as well as they have a cloth interior too. The latest and greatest. It's unbelievable. It has a special name, and I'll think of it in a second. I haven't thought of it yet, but it's coming. I remember. It's a premium textile wool blend and suede cloth that is just as luxurious as their leather. I knew it'd come to mind. Now, this is something that's amazing, and I bet you'd buy it for this reason alone. Your headrests are electronically controlled. Hey, electrically, look at that. I can raise it and lower with a touch of a button. That's amazing. Sorry, I'm easily impressed. Now, as far as the interior storage capacity is concerned, you do have a reasonable glove box. You have a neat little storage area right underneath this second screen down here. And there's also a center storage area in your armrest. It slides up and down, and that makes it a little bit more comfortable for different, drivers or passengers. And you have your usual USB connectivity. There's a 12-volt system right here, USB inside, of course USB's in the back, and you have side storage areas for your water bottles. And this button right here, the Land Rover button, boop, there is your second hidden cup holder. Sweet. Now, what gives the interior a lot more spacious feel is this extremely large glass top moonroof or sunroof, depending on who you talk to. And of course, you do have plenty of airbags surrounding you, rollover protection, your side impact door guard beam protection, crumple zone protection, all the usual things that you find in vehicles in this day and age, as well as, for example, your rear cross traffic detection. One of the things I like the most, because you have a lot of things to worry about. You don't want to worry about some car sneaking up on you back there. And you even have in this vehicle auto height access capabilities. Translated, when you come to a stop, the car will drop 0.9 inches. And then when you open the door, it'll drop another 0.7 inches for, do the math, 1.6 inch lowering to allow people to have ease of access. I like it. One of the things I truly enjoy about the Range Rover is that they give you so many ways to personalize this vehicle. I mean, you choose the exterior coloration. You have different kinds of accents. You can have the R dynamic design. You have the blackout treatment like we have on this vehicle. They even have copper accents on some of the vehicles that make it stand out and pop just a little bit. Interior color choices, as well as that cloth interior that's available. You have accessories galore. The rims, you can go from the 19s to the, I think, 22-inch rims. You have the luxury packages like this one. You have a hard touch surface, and people oftentimes comment about that, but you can step up to the luxury leather interior, the premium system, and you'll have leather throughout the entire cabin. Now, with the permanent all-wheel drive system, you basically start out with a 50-50 distribution of torque, nice, evenly balanced. But it can, in an instant, in a fraction of a second, adjust the torque up to 100% front-wheel drive if needed, or 100% rear-wheel drive. And of course, you have your torque vectoring system combined with that, and of course, the air suspension system. I want to show you that. I want to show you the different settings on that. So let me find a spot to pull over here real quick. There's one up here. Here's a cool thing, okay? As you come up here, I'm going to go to settings on the top screen. And the very first thing is you have screen angle. You can actually adjust the angle so that what I find is early in the morning when the moonroof is open or the sunroof, whatever, the sunshine just kind of blocks this out a little bit. So you just tilt it down to reduce the glare, and that is awesome. Awesome, awesome. And of course, you have your other settings as well. The 10-inch screens are touch screens, of course. If I want to go to navigation, I can do that. Expand it, I can do that. Come on out. Here we go. I can change it just like your phone. And as you go through this, you have your home settings. You also have the ability to just scroll through the screen, as it were. Let's go to home. I'm going to go over here. You have valet mode. You have web browser. And do you know this car can even parallel park? It'll give you parallel parking assist as well as perpendicular parking assist. I'm sorry, I just wanted to tell you that. You have all these other controls. You have your apps that you can use, and you have the ambient lighting right here. So you can choose from purple and blue and all the rainbow right here, intensity, and the interior looks so cool. Even the lights underneath the storage area light up. I love ambient lighting. Anyway, You come back here, you have your Bluetooth capabilities, your music capabilities, your camera. You can adjust your camera angles. As you can see, we're right here. When you can put it in 360, you can see it as well. So all of this is easy to control. Now, when you pop down here, let's go back home. I'm going to go to vehicle, and this is what I want to point out, is in the vehicle, I push a button, you have dynamic range, and it's really going to tighten everything up, give you that really off-road feeling while you're on the road, give you total control. And you have your eco mode if you want to be more environmentally friendly. And then you also have your comfort mode, where you just put it in comfort, put on your massager, crank up the stereo, and enjoy the ride. And by the way, while I'm pushing these buttons and adjusting the suspension, it's actually rising accordingly to the needs of the vehicle. For example, I'm going to push grass, gravel, snow selected. It's rising up a little bit more. If I push the mud and ruts, whoa, we're moving. Leonard, we're moving. And then you go to off-road or sand. I'm sorry, sand here. More so. And then, of course, you can go into the select four-wheel drive configuration, which is really all-wheel drive, but sometimes people call it four-wheel drive. There we go. I thought I'd just show you those fun things. And, well, let's continue. Velar may be an old name, but it's a whole new game with the 2018 Range Rover Velar. It has the styling, the luxury, the performance, the ruggedness that you'd expect from a Range Rover, and more. There's only one way to find out if it's the right luxury SUV for you. Let's check it out. You'll be glad you did. By the way, you didn't think I really tore up this beautiful picture, did you? Nah, what are you, crazy? I love it. Now, if you like what you see, subscribe. Just click here, or here, wherever. Click. We'll be glad you did.